month, and I'm super excited to present all the amazing artifacts that April has in store. A warm welcome to the show. I'm Melinda Akinlami. Let's check out what we have on our lineup today. A healthy competition by artists at the Thought Pyramid Art Center in Lagos. Then in another part of the commercial city, a group exhibition is taking place at the Affinity Art Gallery. That and more when we listen to the veteran artist on our art quote for this week. Do stay with us.
How the city attracts all types and how the unwary must suffer from ignorance of its ways.
Next of Kin is an annual JURIED art exhibition and competition where we enjoy and experience an array of pieces and see artists who can become the next big thing at the Thought Pyramid Art Center in Lagos.
The Thought Pyramid is filled with impressions that speak to event. The fifth edition of the Next of Kin annual JURIED art exhibition and competition in Lagos, where the works of art done by 10 artists who made it to the grand finale are displayed for the visitors to admire the depth of creativity amongst the youths.
Next of Kin is a yearly JURIED art project that is both a competition and an exhibition. It is designed to create awareness and also encourage emerging artists. This is the fifth in the series of the art project, where this new generation of artists are called, guided, supported, and mentored at the initial stages of their career, where it matters the most. So here we have works of different artists. We have works of Nuruddin Opola, Joe Collins, Ezekwe. We have works of Tega. We have works of Eunice, and so many artists. Top 10. These are the top 10 artists for Next of Kin.
Opola Nuruddin, Samuel Inalegu, Idowu Emmanuel, Samuel Godwin, Joe Collins, Use Akpogene Caroline, Boswomotayo, Akintayo Eunice, Adeyemi Joshua, and Uroto Tega are the finalists who made the cut out of many entries across the country.
This is Next of Kin Series 5, and the works I'm showcasing are part of my series. Actually, my works are about African youth, male and female, the way we lost because these days Africans, we tend to say copy the Europeans, we want to be like the Westerners. So I'm trying to use my work to call us back. Like, even though we want to copy some other cultures, we should try to appreciate our own selves. We should try to appreciate people the way they are. Like the one I'm exhibiting in the middle, this very one here, it is titled Don't Call Me Fat. It's an acrylic on canvas painting, 4x4 feet. So it's portraying a lady which looks a bit chubby with her hair tinted. Because these days we tend to look at people and see, okay, when they are slim, you call them, see that lady, she's thin, or probably see the man is thin. And those people, they might not like it the way we call them those names. So we should try to appreciate people the way they are. If they are big, if they are chubby, let's try to make them happy with their stature, with the way they look. So the work is just trying to encourage people in our environment, okay? People that you're seeing, male, female, young or old, try to appreciate them the way they are.
In competitions like this, everyone is a winner, because making it to the room shows they have a distinct talent the world needs to see.
Okay, the jury selects the artists, and the jury comprises of master artists and also art collectors. There is no gender limitation. They only select visual artists.
as each artist continues to speak to their inspiration and motivation.
I'm a portrait artist. I paint with watercolor. And mostly the technique I use, I allow the colors drip. I don't intend controlling the flow of the color. I allow the color to control itself most of the times. But sometimes I try to manipulate it a bit. Most of my works talk about the emotional state of a person. I focus mainly on people's moods and emotions as an expressionist.
My works here talks about how I tell my stories using the face of animals on human anatomy. These are animals. Sometimes we play around in our environment, so I love using them to tell my stories. And behind me here, this is Companion. This is Comrade Jaguar and the Preacher. The Preacher there, what really motivates me to paint this is how do we preach to ourselves? Like, what really do we preach to ourselves every day and now? Is it positive vibes or negativity? So it depends on what you preach to yourself. If you really preach negativity, definitely that will follow you. And if you preach for positivity, it will definitely follow you. And for this, I got inspired by this Black Panther movie, and I decided to make something about it. It tells stories about the Black Revolution, and actually this talks about how related we are to dogs around our vicinities.
Works is intuition 1, 2, 3, and the whole concept of the work is an abstract aid that contains the whole being of a man, what a man is, what a man will become in the future. So the whole combination of what a man is, what a head is to a man, and people in Yoruba will say that that we should give reference to the head, kabori, instead of giving preference to deities, that you should give reference to your head. You pray in Yoruba, you say you pray for your head, for who you want to become. That's the whole concept of the work.
Shows the hard work and dedication of the artist. Each work tells a story and also conveys a distinct message. I like to say that the works are reflection of the artist's soul and also an expression of their individuality.
This year's Next of Kin event is unique, as the finalists were able to share their knowledge with students at the Modupe Cole Memorial Child Care and Treatment Center at Yaba in Lagos at a workshop session tagged, "You Too Can Go Far."
Our Wordsmith is titled Trust by John King Ayafe. We used to have a gorgeous sister named Trust. Our beautiful sister left us and love followed her. She left us and made our heart a fierce steel. Ever since she left, we've been left with distrust. She used to feed us to believe men's words. She used to tell us humanity is one in diversity. She used to make us fear not one another. Our sister was the unifier of relationships and humanity. Our beautiful sister left, and earth became dark. Earth became dark to reveal the secrets of men. Family members betraying their own, friends stabbing friends. Pretense has become the closest ally to man's deeds. Praise, praying on praise, who pray not to be praised. Our sister, Trust, left us in a democratic chaos. She left us to put us in a state of valid pretense. Even smiles are shades of hidden evil motives. Man lost empathy, but nurtured selfishness to assault others. Our sister left. Man became vigilant. Heart became arsenal. Will our sister, Trust, ever return to earth? Everyone wants to be trusted, yet not trustworthy.
Thank you, our Wordsmith, for penning that down. And that next of kin competition has been going strong, and new artists keep emerging every year. So well done to the team. And we have more, but that will be when Art House returns. So join us again.
The Gemini Art Gallery in Lagos is the venue for this exhibition, an annual occasion which began in 2019 to focus on projecting female creatives through the Sister Art Second International Art and Cultural Exhibition, which falls under the 2022 edition of the Collabo to Succeed, all poised to reveal the strength of a woman.
The strength of a woman is to elaborate what our women are made up of, our women in the arts industry. It shows that sense of creativity. It shows that if women are given that platform, they can actually do a whole lot. So this is to let the world see what is inside of them.
This exhibition is basically about women, not necessarily for women. It's what women can do collectively as a strength across Africa and internationally. So there's always an open call. The intention of the foundation is to have an open call to female artists across the world.
The bond of sisterhood being pushed goes beyond creating a platform for them to exhibit the over 40 images displayed in this gallery as a partnership between Nigeria and the UK through the Collabo to Succeed concept is to discuss the challenges female visual artists go through and prefer solutions, while encouraging the artistic expression in children.
What we are doing is developing infrastructure to support these women into business. It's very, very important that it's just not about representing their events, their life choices, their lifestyle, their life circumstances, their socio-economic hardship in some cases on canvas, their emotions, their evocative feelings, which are very, very significant in their visual artwork. But it's about supporting that creativity, supporting that with an infrastructure which wraps around it to enable them to become socially and economically independent.
31 female visual artists have taken part in this exhibition, showcasing their paintings, sculpture, and other works of art that give their gender, as well as children, a voice.
These are the works we sent in this week. Let's begin with this one by Desmond Inebedi. It's called Together We Can. It's rendered with oil on canvas. Then Frank has this portrait painting which is untitled, and he's done it with acrylic and ink on paper. Adekunle Mayowa has dreadlocks, an acrylic on canvas piece. Then an abandoned tricycle in my environment is a pencil color on compressed card piece done by Victor Oyedele. This pen on paper piece is done by Damien Winner. It's called Provider. Then this wall-colored pen on Strathmore paper is done by Harry Adams, called Love. Dearly Bought is a mixed media on stretch canvas piece done by Hugo. And Toby has a digital painting called Focus. We wrap things up with this work done by Eyitayo Alagbe. It's on mixed media and it's titled Forgiveness, the first in the series. And that concludes the works of art you sent in this week. Thank you so much for sending them in, and we encourage you to keep them coming.
Now to another group show, but this one is titled The Thread That Binds at the Affinity Art Gallery in Lagos.
It's the first exhibition for the Affinity Art Gallery in 2023, a big deal for the team. A lot of color in the room, all thanks to 4 female artists who are exploring the thread that binds.
I use a lot of women in my work, just to empower them, to give them central focus. And I always try to show them in a very strong light. That's also why I use the colors that I use, because I use very vibrant colors that help to attract people so they can spend some more time to understand what's going on in the piece, because every artwork is very layered. So sometimes it's easier to get someone's attention with a good color palette. When they get very interested in the color palette, they're more likely to stay in front of the work and think about what they're seeing and just visually just enjoy the work.
The title of today's exhibition is The Thread That Binds, and it features 4 artists, Wange Ayu, Kelechi Chinwendu, Stephanie Uneze, and Nikki Wedilova, who's a South African artist. And it's an exhibition in celebration of International Women's Month, but more than that, it's also an exhibition that shows how connected we are to our past and trying to recontextualize that past into the future and with the more contemporary lens.
The artists from Nigeria and South Africa express themselves uniquely, bringing societal issues they are passionate about and revealing them in works of art.
My work is largely conceptual and experimentational. I'm working with hand-woven fabrics to tell the stories of African women. Specifically for this exhibition, the body of work is titled Who is in the Garden, and it focuses on the societal pressures on women and expectations of marriage.
For the gallery, this show aims to recontextualize historical narratives, examine them with a lens that is current, to still maintain the integrity and authenticity of the past.
The theme of my work that I'm presenting here is popular culture, which ties into the bigger theme of the exhibition, which is talking about how we can use history in a new way while keeping the authenticity of the stories that we're telling. You know, we're trying to talk about how things that have influenced us, things that are changing us, things that we are experiencing as a people here in Nigeria. All their works are looking at how, even though history is something of the past, it still has effects in today's modern world. It trickles down, in different ways. Wange's works, the series of works she's looking at is called Who is in the Garden, and it's about how young women are being pressured into marriage. And even from when you're children, you start singing Who is in the Garden, a little fine girl, and how things like that start to put in young women's heads that marriage is the most important thing you can do. And so she's looking at, what is culture in today's terms? And we talk about how culture evolves and how culture is a man-made concept that should be dynamic. It's fluid. It doesn't stay static. And so things that our parents considered to be pillars of culture back then, some of it has changed for us. And then in the future, when you look at Gen Zs and people who come after them, things that we consider to be pillars of culture, they'll be like, no, that was your own culture. For us, it's different. So just exploring how history and culture can change over time, and should we be the ones making active changes in history and culture, and how some of those changes or lack of changes affects us, especially as African women today.
The women also explore cultural history to see what aspects of it have either served or served the society, especially with regard to their gender.
I'm fascinated with hand-woven fabrics because I've researched and discovered that it's a commonality across African villages, and not just within Nigeria, but across the continent and even outside. And it's a similar form on a 4-inch loom. I think it speaks to the heart of connectivity, of cultural connectivity, of what connects all of us in spite of our divides, cultural divides, and things that are handed down to us.
This show is in celebration of International Women's Month as it hails the females in the creative space while touching on issues that continue to hold them down.
Next week, we'll be enjoying exciting themes. Young creatives coming up with all sorts of ideas during the International Autism Day celebration from Lagos to the nation's capital, Abuja. Take a look.
On the next episode of Art House. No Child Left Behind is the theme of a solo exhibition by Kanye Tagbo Okeke in Abuja. Then we return to terror culture in Lagos for embracing art through the lens of the differently able. We encourage you to keep liking, sharing, and viewing our page so more people can enjoy the ever bubbly and ingenious art scene in the country.
Your Art House experience doesn't have to end when the show is not on television. Interact with us on our various social media platforms. See any edition of Art House on our website or YouTube page. Join our very interactive Facebook page by joining the group on Art House on Channels. We're everywhere.
That's the program today. We appreciate you for being a great company and look forward to interacting with you on our various social media platforms. I'm Melinda Akinlami, encouraging you to stay safe and keep being creative.